Today we're talking about a get-home system because trust me, just a bag ain't gonna be enough. After decades of being in careers where I worked natural disasters and civil unrest, kind of started sitting down and thinking about a get-home system because I've always felt like it takes more than gear to get you home. My system utilizes the I Get Out acronym. I stands for intelligence gathering, one of the most important things. We'll cover a little bit of that today. G stands for gear choices. What do you need? That's going to come in a later video. E, your escape plan. What is your plan for being able to get out of whatever situation it is that you're in? T, let's talk about threat types. What do I need to be ready for? O is going to be your options for moving. Are we talking vehicles? Are we talking on foot? Public transport? What are options that can get you home or get you away from this situation? U stands for the unit you're moving with, as in how many people you're moving with. Are you moving with your family? Are you moving with coworkers? Are you moving with friends? Is it just you? T is for time frame. How long is it going to take you to move? How long is it going to take you to get home? All right, since this is the first of the series, let's talk about intelligence gathering. So what's the most important thing that we can do if we can foresee a bad situation happening? This is where we're going to gather all the information that we need about the situation that we may come in contact with or one that may present itself. Typically, if something is going on, we're going to do our best not to even be involved in it. Now, when we're talking about intelligence gathering, what can we do to find out more? Let's say that we have to be in the city or we have to be in an area where there's a potential for some sort of civil unrest. Well, most of these events that can go down are all pre-planned. So gathering information ahead of time on websites, posts, blogs, those kinds of things, those are going to help you get advanced information about where this event may be going on. And for most of us, we've seen it time and time again on how a peaceful protest will turn into some sort of riot. Be aware of what kind of people will be in these protests, what kind of violence they're known for, and do your research online. We have limitless amounts of information in front of us that can help us out. Let's flip that into natural disasters. A lot of times we kind of have a heads up on bad weather. We know that it's coming our direction, how severe it may be. But we don't always get the option to be able to stay home in the middle of thunderstorms, possible tornado warnings, those kinds of things. So if I know that it's tornado season, I'm going to do my best to have what gear I need and a plan in place for being able to get where I need to go. Other intelligence to know is get online. Find out what streets are closed, what roads are closed, what area is this civil event going to be, or in the case of bad weather, what area is it most likely to strike. Now let's move into the more dangerous type of event, and this of course involves people. Civil unrest is pretty much, we see it all the time nowadays. You can see it readily at LA, you can see it all over the place with any sort of protest or event. You'll see a lot of mainstream media calling this stuff peaceful protests, when we all know these are an out-and-out riot. We want to be able to get out of that and avoid that. Other intelligence that I may need is to look at bus schedules, train schedules, ferry schedules, anything that could get me out of the area, any sort of public transportation that I can utilize. Even if I have my own vehicle, it may be better to jump on foot, take off, and then pick up a public transport. Now, let's talk about updating yourself as an incident is unfolding. We are lucky to be living in an information age, and the social media age is great for gathering information because everybody and anybody who's involved in one of these incidents will be posting stuff on Facebook. Your biggest resource sits in your pocket. Anything that you can access via your phone is intelligence that can help you out. People love to live stream violence. You'll see news reports and anything else that you may need. Now let's talk about if the cell phone networks are down. Some of you may have radio networks nearby that have ham radios, or in our case, we have a weather system of amateur radio operators that chase storms. Pretty awesome on being able to gather information for you, but you need a way to do it. More technology that is great for intelligence gathering, and that is simply ham radios. We can pick these up, this one for all of $25, this one for $75. They're cheap, they're on Amazon. You need a license to transmit on most of these, but you don't need a license to listen. And there's a ton of information that can be received off of these just by listening. Obviously, as we're gathering intelligence, keep yourself a notebook handy. Notebooks are great for being able to keep the information up to date. As you find out stuff, as you figure out what your areas are, this allows you to plan on the fly. If I'm having to find a way to make it out of an area on foot, I want some way to see at distance. So a small handheld monocular will help you gather information as you need to. Remember, intelligence is ongoing. We use a term called situational awareness. This is the ability to gather information before, during, after, and constantly maintain a flow of information coming in to help you make decisions and get you out of that situation. Just a recap on the intelligence gathering. Things we want to know. If this is an event that could potentially turn violent, get your information ahead of time about the event. Who's planning it? How many people are they expecting? What's their Facebook page telling you about it? One of the things that you will always have access to is go to your city or county website, find out what streets they're shutting down so you know what area is going to be off limits in the event you need to get on the move. Get an idea how big the event is. Update this as you go so you can reference back to it as you need to. If this is a weather-related emergency, listen, find out what areas are shut down. Looking at it as a whole, intelligence gathering is not one set line of questions. You want to get as much information as you think you need to help you move. Again, in the planning phase, intelligence is what gets you there. Starting with the I Get Out acronym, the I, the intelligence, gather your information, put it into a notebook, keep it handy, keep it updated. That way, in the event that you have to get out of Dodge, you have the means to be able to do so. Stick with us in the upcoming weeks. We'll be breaking down each part with, of course, our next part of the series is going to be gear choices. This gets back to the what would you pack in a bag? What would you pack in your car? What would you pack on your person? And then deciding what you need. Thanks again for joining me. I greatly appreciate your time. I'm glad you came to watch. Also, don't forget that we do have an Etsy store with a lot of really cool reference items, to include a reference card on the I Get Out acronym. Thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, share our content, and let us know what you think in the comments.